Hey, it's Dustin with Conversion Assist. In this quick video, I'm going to walk you through how our system works, how it saves you time, money, and how you get the most out of it. I'll also answer any FAQs that we typically get, how things work on the setup side, and try to get you everything you need so you don't have to waste time on a demo call. You get all the information you need to make a decision right here. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So the first thing about Conversion Assist, it is an AI and automation system that helps tour and activity companies save time and money. And we basically do this in two different ways. Number one, we help you reduce wasted time on staff or even just your own personal time, and also help you reduce overhead. We'll look at that in just a second. And we also help you automate the profit-producing activity that most operators just don't have time to get to. So how do we save you money on overhead? Our system will basically replace all of the software you see right here on the screen. And I put together some estimated costs. Now, I know people who spend 5 times as much on email marketing software as $100. They spend $500-600 a month. So your usage may vary, your cost may vary. If you're not using any of these softwares, then that could be, maybe this is the first attempt you're making at systemizing your business. But for most operators that are doing some business, they're using some of these softwares. So our system is actually less expensive than doing it this way. Okay, so that's how one way we save you money. And also, here's the other thing we know. We want to save you time. As a business owner, there is a metric shit ton to do, okay? So we know you have to have sales, hiring, to your tech stack, you've got operation, and you've got 900 other things. That is a shit ton, right? And our system is really the perfect solution if you're the type that you're wasting time, you're answering the same FAQs from customers day after day, or maybe you're missing calls, which equates to revenue because you're understaffed. Maybe you've got customers reaching out at the last minute for trip details and it's causing your staff and other customers delay and frustration and also bad reviews. Maybe your high profit upsells are not getting promoted consistently and you're never finding the time you need to remarket to past customers to get that revenue back in the door. If you're still relying on staff to get reviews, reply to them, handle customer feedback, we can be a great solution. And once again, if you're using a bunch of different apps and tools that don't integrate well, we can help you solve that. And we might be the perfect solution for you. So what I want to do is just help you understand really what we're doing over here. And you can look at our AI and automation system kind of like a robot employee that can handle a lot of these things on your behalf. And just to make sure you're not freaked out, don't worry. We don't have this kind of robot working as an employee. We got more like this kind right here. And so let's talk about staff for just a minute. So we all know that we have staff, and staff is typically humans. And humans are awesome most of the time. And they're also your greatest asset as a company. But we all know it takes time, training, management in order to have a team that does well on a daily basis. And because of all that time, training, and management, they are your most expensive resource. When it comes to staff, life happens. Sometimes they're just overly dramatic. Sometimes they call in sick. Sometimes you just have to fire them, or maybe they're out looking for another job. But either way, you're stuck in the middle of all of it as a business owner. So when you do have a good staff, you want to make sure you give them valuable tasks that make the most of their time. You want it to be the best use of their time and talent because, again, it's the most expensive and the most valuable asset that you have. And that's why Conversion Assist, we think you should let robots do the grunt work. They do a really good job and they work 24/7. They're perfect for repetitive tasks that you have to do over and over again. And the best thing of all is they don't get upset at your customers and cost you bad reviews and all kinds of drama. Also, life doesn't happen to robots the same way as it does to people. They don't call in sick, they don't have drama, they don't need to get fired, and they don't look for a new job. It's just perfect. But what we think here at Convergence, the best way to do this is having humans plus robots. So we don't think you should do it with just robots alone. We think having robots supplement your team is the best way to go. That's what gives you the happiness, the time savings, and the money savings that you're probably looking for. So let's just pretend for a moment that you got a job application from this particular candidate, and his name is Mr. Conversion Assist. He's a great candidate. He can do all kinds of awesome stuff. And you can see right here, his core competencies are answering all calls, texts, chats, 24/7. Answering the same FAQs 142 times a day without losing patience. Upsell trip protection add-ons like a boss. I'm not going to read them all, but he's got some really good core competencies. And he's also got some really good special qualifications. He can handle unlimited conversations simultaneously, works all holidays, never sleeps, never takes vacation, never calls in sick. He can still be professional at 3 a.m. if somebody drunk texts you. It's pretty awesome. And his salary is actually pretty good too. So what does our system robot actually do? Basically, what we do is help you convert more website visitors into bookings. We help you increase the lifetime value of every customer. We help you save time on the manual customer service and marketing activities you either are not getting to now or you're having your expensive, valuable staff handle. We also help you provide a systematically great customer experience. And of course, we want to make this all less expensive and even less complicated compared to using multiple software. So let's jump into some of the meat and potatoes here of our system. So first of all, we've got a bunch of integrations. Depending on what you use for bookings, we're pretty much able to integrate with your system and pull in waivers, pull in bookings, that sort of thing. We've got these ready to deploy automations. This is why our system is so good, because you don't have to figure this out on your own. You don't have to build anything out. We handle it all for you, and we've already got a lot of it ready to plug and play into your operation. So let's go down the list here. We have our AI SMS bot that's tied to a chat widget, but could also just be texted into. The idea here is that you can train a bot to handle your most common FAQs. It can be done through chat, it can be done through text, it can be done through WhatsApp if you're using WhatsApp and you're not in the US. And you just train it on your data, which we can help you do, and it answers things like a boss. If it doesn't know the answer to something, it's going to notify you to jump in the conversation and make it super easy for you to, again, get rid of a lot of those FAQs you're probably getting right now and wasting your time on. We also have a missed call recovery text. This one's super powerful. If you are still missing phone calls, you're missing revenue. So our system will automatically text a person back if they called you and you weren't able to take the call, and hopefully help you recover that revenue before they go to the next operator. We also have a hot lead follow-up that you can use. So let's say you've got somebody you're on the phone with and they are interested in booking a tour, but they just need to talk to somebody. They need to get back to you later. Just ask them for permission to reach back out to them. If they say, sure, reach out to me later, then just add a simple tag from the mobile app or the desktop app to that person, and we will automatically follow up with them up until they either book, they sign a waiver, or they reply back. So you don't have to worry about pulling people out. If they reply to you or they book, we automatically handle that. We also have an SMS-enabled phone tree. So this is a very simple visual. The idea here is that we can help you get rid of a lot of the phone FAQs that you get today. The biggest one that we hear about is location. People calling, asking for your directions, asking for your address, asking where to park, asking how to get to you. And this is such a big pain point that the way we handle a lot of this is we have an SMS-enabled phone tree where people call and they can hear a message that says, press 1 for location details, press 2 for pricing, let's say, press 3 to speak to a representative. They press 1 for location details. They hear recording that begins with, to get a text message with our map link and parking information, press 1 now. They press 1 now if they want to get the text. And then we send them a text with all that information, a map link, the address, whatever other details you'd want them to have. Of course, at the end of that, they could still hear the address. So they would hear press 1 for a text with this information. And then we would just read the information verbally in case they didn't want the text message. So that handles that. And you can do something like press 2 for pricing and availability. And then, of course, they could always press 3 to speak to a person. But super powerful, easy way to reduce your FAQ questions around location or pricing, or it could be other things as well. But those are the two that come to mind. We also have an AI phone assistant. This AI phone assistant is amazing as a replacement for voicemail. So we would never want to tell you, at least not at this point, to replace humans with an AI phone agent. There's still some people that don't want to deal with it. That's okay. But it's much, much better than voicemail. And you can typically help people get answers to their questions just by speaking to the AI. It can be trained just like the AI bot to answer questions, to transfer calls, to send text messages, to do all of it. So it's really awesome. You can see the full recording of what's going on. And it's, again, a much better replacement for voicemail, not for humans. We also have our smart sales pipeline. So for those of you who are doing inquiries for like group events, things like that, a sales pipeline is a powerful thing. If we can automate the sales process for you, that's going to save you and make you a ton of money. Right now, we have ways to make sure you're reminding all your leads to move on to the next step. You can book calls. You can automate follow-ups that you see right here. If they reply again, they get pulled out. You can book calendar calls if you want to have a call with them, like an actual calendar. You can also do your proposals and your contracts right here in the system as well. So it all is in one place, and it replaces a bunch of other softwares you might need to use, and then see an idea of what your breakdown for the lead to look like on the back end. Super powerful if you're doing anything with a sales pipeline. We also have an inquiry forms SMS. Basically, this is where we're able to, if you are using forms on the website, it's kind of a piece of the sales pipeline automation But we can automatically notify you by text and also reply back to the customer saying, hey, listen, we got your inquiry. We'll get back to you in just a few minutes. Once again, just giving them a good experience and making sure your team sees that inquiry and not have to babysit their inbox. We've got booking reminders. These are pretty simple. The idea is that you want people to show up on time, prepared, knowing what to expect, and ready to enjoy their time. You don't want them fumbling around for last minute details for their trip, causing all kinds of frustration and calling you at the last minute. So we wait until their booking date, the date of their trip, send them out a text message that has all the details they need. You can see there's like address, make sure they remember to bring their photo ID, a link to a waiver if you use them. Really, really simple, really, really powerful, and helps you cut down on last minute headaches for you and for your customers. We have an upsell option right after people book or maybe the morning of their trip. Basically, anytime you want to try to upsell something, in this case, you can see it's like a damage protection or a paddleboard. Really, really simple. Just reach out to the customer, see if they want to add on the add-on, or maybe they want to book another trip after the other one ends. Whatever that is, you just do that automatically on autopilot. The idea is that this will consistently get upsells in front of people. Really, really simple, powerful. And this is a high profit automation that makes you money while nothing else happens. It's pretty awesome. We have our 3-year email nurture campaigns. The next visual I'm going to show is kind of going to encompass these 3 things here. But you can see right here, we have a 3-year seasonal holiday nurture campaign. So for seasons, things like Valentine's Day, we'll tell them that we love having them as a customer. For Thanksgiving, we're thankful for their business, things like that. There's no promotions in these emails. These are just meant to be reminders that you exist, that you're a business that they've done business with. This will help you over the long run for getting them back in the door, for referrals, for things like that. We also do a buyer thank you email. So basically 7 days after their trip, we send them a thank you email. That helps with getting them to open up your emails, making sure they know that they're on a list, and helps with your deliverability because everybody usually opens that up. We also have our win-back campaign. Now, our win-back campaign happens 9 months after their last booking and then 12 months after that. The idea being, if they've been in town, let's say they came out, they did a booking today, then 9 months from today, if they come to our destination yearly, let's say as an example, it's probably around the time that they're planning activities for their next year's trip. So we want to get in front of them and just say, hey, by the way, if you're coming back to town, come check us out. If they skip a year, then we do it the following year. So we have, 9 months after the last booking, 12 months after that. And then if they ever do book again, we just reset this clock all over again. So really simple, powerful way to stay in front of customers literally for years with no additional effort from you. So I covered these 2 things in that visual. We also help you get real emails from OTA customers. Some OTAs, I won't name them in this video, but they give you a real phone number for customers, but not a real email. So what we do is we actually ask the customer for a real email. As you can see right here, once we get it, we update our system with their real email. So in case you need to get in touch with them for any reason, to a good email address, you can do so. Very, very simple. And then also a birthday email campaign. I don't really have a visual on this right now, but just imagine it's a birthday. You're collecting waiver data for people's birthdays and you want to send them a promotion for their birthday or just wish them happy birthday. You can do that by sending them an email or a text message on their birthday. You could do it a week before their birthday, a month before their birthday. Again, you can basically time automations on their date of birth. So super powerful. Let's talk about reviews. This is one of the biggest benefits and the area that our users love the most is how we manage to get them a lot more reviews and how powerful this can be. And it's only getting better. So right now we can send post-trip review requests. You can see right here, this is an example, a non-gated example where we send everybody to the same link to leave a review. Now, in this particular case, we always ask people for feedback. And you can see right here, sometimes people do have feedback. We also help you track what's going on with some of your reviews. You can see right here, people that have gotten a review request sent, how many reviews you've got. We've got a competitor analysis where you can add some of your competitors and see how you rank against them for reviews, see what the sentiment looks like. It's really, really powerful and just works in the background for you. We also have AI Google review replies. So in addition to just getting reviews, we also want to make sure you're replying to reviews. And we can do this for good reviews only, good and bad, all reviews, whatever you want. The idea being for SEO purposes, people who reply to reviews tend to rank higher, not to mention it's just a great customer service thing. Also, our AI does not take things personal, so it's going to do a great job responding to bad reviews if they come in and not causing an issue where you're going to look bad because you kind of lost your cool. So super powerful, easy thing to do, and really, really helpful. We also have a way for you to get more mileage out of your reviews. So we can take those reviews, post them to social media on your behalf. So a good review comes in from Google, let's say a 5-star, wouldn't recommend doing anything less than 5, maybe 4. And you can post it to all these social platforms. And let's say we want to just do one a day. We can do one a day. And what's going to happen is if there's a queue built up of reviews, it's just going to sit in the queue and take that review, put it over an image like so. You could upload your own images if you want and have custom images there. And it looks something like this, where we just have a snippet or a truncated version of a review overlaid on a background, and it just gets posted automatically. So you can do this again, but super awesome and totally automated once we get you set up. We also have website review widgets. You can show review widgets on your website. There's a dark mode as well. You could also have these little cool pop-ups that kind of show on the left, the bottom corner of your website if you want to use that as well. But super powerful way to, again, get that social proof off of just Google and put it on places people will see it, like social media and your website. We also have our universal inbox, which helps you stay connected to customers on multiple networks. We've got text messaging, your calling, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs, TikTok DMs, your chat widgets. All those conversations come into one stream for a customer. As long as they're using the same phone number or email or whatnot, they're all going to be in one conversation, making it very easy for you to find everything you need for that customer in one place. And you don't have to log into 15 different apps in order to find it. You can also use our templated responses you see right here that allow you to save responses. You don't have to type them out all the time. And you can do this both on the mobile app and the desktop app. We've got some automation templates for SMS and email as well. So for an example, if we do a promotion SMS blast, we can say, hey, listen, would you mind if I share details about this new promotion we're doing? The person replies, yeah, sure. Then we send the details. So it keeps it from being a big corporate looking blast that just goes out to everybody. That's high pressure. It's more permission based. People tend to unsubscribe less often. They don't feel like they're just being blasted to. And it's a great user experience if you're going to do a text blast, in my opinion. We also have social media content scheduling and recycling. So here you can actually schedule your social media content. You can do this across a bunch of different platforms. Right now, you're just seeing Facebook and Instagram, but there's also TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, GBP, Google Business Profile. So we've got quite a few that are on here. You could also schedule content to go out more than once. You can see right here, if you have a really good post, you could schedule it to post once a month, once a quarter, once a year. If it's a really good visual, maybe you've got a really awesome video of dolphins or of this tour that you want to repost every now and then, you could do that on autopilot right here, saving you, once again, time and money. You could also generate content with AI if you want to do so. You can see so right here on the side. Lastly, we've got phone call tracking and recording. We've got a full call tracking and recording solution, but the idea is that you have call tracking and reporting in there, and then document signing, which we already looked at just a moment ago. But basically, you can create documents that operate similar to like a manifest or an agreement. I wouldn't call them a waivers for legal purposes, but maybe they could work as a waiver if you feel that they are good for you. But it's very simple. It replaces a DocuSign or anything like that. And again, built right into the system. You could use it at your heart's content if you like. So let's take a look at how the system works from a couple of different perspectives. Let's look at the front end. On the front end, we've got your website, and there's going to be typically a few different ways people come into your world when they're not booking online. They're going to call you, they're going to do a website chat or text, or they're probably going to fill out an inquiry form. You may not have all of these, but these are the three options that are most common. Let's talk about how we save you time and make you money on both. So for phone calls, if they call in, we're going to help you save time by putting a phone tree in place if you want to use one. If they're calling about your location details and you're tired of getting 500 calls a day, we give them the option to get those details on their own, self-serve, and even get themselves a text with all the information right there. That's one great time savings. Let's say that they get that, that's great, but they want to transfer to a human. Great. They transfer to a human, but you missed the call because you're busy. Well, we're going to instantly send them the missed call text, which if they reply to it, our AI bot can carry on that conversation through text. If, let's say, they don't do that, but they want to leave a message, we can put a phone agent on the back end of your missed call, where instead of going to voicemail, they go to our phone agent, and hopefully it can help answer those questions. Again, these are not mutually exclusive. And then, of course, if the AI bot or the AI phone agent either needs to transfer to a human because of the topic, maybe it's a cancellation or somebody's asking for a refund, or maybe the bot just can't answer the question because you didn't give it enough information, it will just notify a human if needed, and you could jump in the conversation. Super powerful. For inquiry forms, again, if you do have them on your website for things like private tours or whatnot, or groups, We're going to definitely notify you that a inquiry form was submitted. That way you can be Johnny on the spot or Jenny on the spot with those notifications, so you know that somebody submitted the form and you're able to jump in the conversation. And then we're also going to reply to that lead to make sure that they know you got it. They're going to expect a response. It's going to be a good customer experience for them as well. And then when it comes to the actual booking part of it, if somebody actually does create a booking through your ResTech, or maybe they sign a waiver, depending on how we're integrated with you, we're going to pull that data into ConversionAssist. That's going to be their contact details, the trip details, everything that we need. And then what we're going to do is, depending on how you want to work this, it's totally up to you. You can send an opt-in text to get them to opt in for future texts. This could also be an upsell text. And then, of course, the morning of their trip, we can send them reminders, pre-booking reminders or day of trip reminders. The booking happens. And then the day after their trip, we send a review request and an invitation for feedback. Again, this could be gated or not gated, but the idea is that we're going to be asking people for feedback to get reviews. And then, of course, we kick into our nurture that we showed you earlier, which looked like this. We're going to nurture them for years to come and get them back as customers, God willing. Let's talk about the setup process and what we need. So what we need from you is to complete an intake form that gives us all the information we need about your business, the features you want to use, all the details we're going to need in order to set things up for you. We need a booking or waiver platform access or API or both. We recommend both because it's always good for us to QA a new integration. We can explain what we need. You don't have to figure that out. Any reminders or upsell messages, obviously, if you're going to use reminders and you're going to use upsells, we need to know what you're going to tell people and what information they're going to get. What do you want to upsell? What do you want to tell them? That sort of a thing. The phone tree IVR options, you get a few options there. We need to know which ones you want to use. We can obviously give you recommendations, which location is typically the most important one and the most common one. And then maybe pricing and availability is a close second. And then, of course, we always have the option to speak to a human. And then your customer list. If you want to import your customer list, previous customers, you can do that as well. All you have to do is share the list with us with all of the details needed. And then we need about 10 days turnaround time. If you are porting in a phone number, this could be a bit longer to get that phone number in there. We've seen it take up to 2 or 3 weeks. That's not common. It can happen, though, depending on your provider. But without the phone number porting, or sometimes even with it, we need about 10 days or so to turn things around. So let's talk about some common FAQs. One is, can I port my phone number in? I just mentioned that, but yes, it can take a few weeks. It is a bit of a cumbersome process and we have no control over it, unfortunately. So you can do it. We hate doing it, to be honest with you, but you can. You don't have to. Can I forward calls to multiple people at the same time? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. Do we have a mobile app? Yes, we do. We have a mobile app. That's honestly where most people are using to handle the conversations every day. The question we get is, do we need to use everything you offer? The answer is no. If you don't want to use some of our automations, don't use them. You don't use some of our tools, don't use them. Totally up to you. Nobody's forcing you to do or use anything. Do we have contracts? No. We do have a monthly billing option or an annual. If you do the annual, you save 2 months. So you have that option, but there's no contracts. Are there any additional usage costs? The answer is probably. We do include some usage depending on your plan. That's changing from time to time. So usage costs apply to texts, emails, minutes on the phone if you're using WhatsApp for messaging, phone carrier fees and registration fees, and all of that's based on usage. So if you use a lot of text above our included amount, then you would pay for the additional usage. What we don't do is we don't push you on some higher plan and charge you a bunch more money because you used 10 extra texts that month. You just pay for the 10 individual extra texts at the same rate you would pay for the previous text that you already got. So we don't charge you an incredible markup because you use extra text or anything like that. It doesn't matter. You just pay for any additional usage that you have. And again, that varies based on usage. If you want to get more details on the pricing costs, things like that, you can just visit our website, ConversionAssist.me, visit our pricing page, and at the bottom of the pricing table, there is a link to our pricing sheet, and you get an idea what the costs look like there. Can we import past customers? The answer is yes, and we can definitely help you out if you need it. If you want to include them in any of our automations, you're going to have to also provide their booking details, like the date of their trip and whatnot, if you want to use that information. This is another one that's popular. Will you create custom email templates or automations? No, we are not going to create random custom automations unless we agree to do so on a sales call or something without additional costs. So what you're getting with our system is a system that's set up and pretty much ready to go. Of course, you can personalize the messaging and do things like that, but we're not reinventing the wheel for every customer. We're not creating custom integrations, and we're not creating and designing custom email templates. There are templates already in the system. You can go in there and use them. You can edit them. You can create your own. We're not saying you can't edit things. We're just saying part of our service, we're not an agency service in this respect. We're providing a system as a service, not an agency service where we come in there and we give you custom reporting and custom email templates and custom integrations and custom automation. You get our system the way it's set up right now. Again, we could tweak things a little bit if we need to. And if there's something simple that we can help you with, we may just do it. It takes us less than 15 minutes to do it. We really don't mind helping you out and doing it. But we do find that some people want to come in and totally revamp the entire system. That is not what you're paying for. And lastly, what kind of support do you get? We have it handled by email or by our ticket system. And sometimes we hop on calls if it makes more sense. Sometimes there's just way more efficient ways to get things done on a call. And our support hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So we don't have weekend support at this time. And we do take our national holidays. We're not working on Christmas and Easter and Labor Day and Memorial Day. So keep that in mind. So what's the next step? If you're on the website seeing this, obviously you can just go to the pricing page and purchase a plan. If you're not and you're seeing this video somewhere else, you can feel free to visit our website or scan this QR code and either book a call if you have more questions or feel free to sign up. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.